Good day, everyone. For today's topic, I will going to discuss to you the issues in human development. So, why is it important to know the issues of human development to our learners? As children go through their different stages of life, they approach learning in different ways. When an educator has an intricate understanding of human development, they can use that understanding to make assessments about the behaviors of children in the classroom. So there are three issues in human development. First one is nature versus nurture, continuity versus discontinuity, and stability versus change. So what is nature versus nurture? It is the degree to which human behavior is determined by genetics, biology, or learned through interacting with the environment. So nature, it is the behavior caused by innate characteristics, the psychological, biological characteristics we are born with. Behavior is therefore determined by biology. Behavior is determined by hereditary factors, inherited characteristics or genetic makeup we are born with. While nurture, it is an individual's behavior is determined by the environment, the things people teach them, the things they observe, and because of the different situations they are in. Born an empty vessel waiting to be filled up by experience gained from the different interactions. Depends on quality of external influence, not genes. No limit to what they can achieve. In the field of child development, there has been a constant nature versus nurture debate among professionals. In the nature versus nurture debate, nature is defined as all genes and hereditary factors that contribute to a person's unique physical appearance, personality, and psychology. While nurture, it is defined as the many environmental variables that affect a person, including their experience in early childhood, family and social relationships, culture, and community. Sample scenario. In the classroom, as we step into our learning spaces, we are visited by a multitude of personalities that need our attention. We have students that come from the various social and economic backgrounds, the introverts and the extroverts, and of course the quiet ones and the troublemakers. To deal with this complex ecosystem of the students, it would help to grasp the root of where our students are coming from, and how nature and nurture have shaped them, and how we can use those same principles to gear them towards growth and success. When confronted with a challenge in the classroom, we often tend to set aside child based on his nature. This means putting children in boxes. The naughty one, the one who hits others, and so on. This fosters a spirit of retaliation and mutiny among the students and also makes one wonder if those labels infer that there is no scope for development. Whether we whisper these terms in the staff room or scream them out in a heated debate, the fundamental issue is our preconceived biases about a child's existing personality as opposed to who they have the potential to become. Students are resilient but also emotionally vulnerable. Our young ones can survive intense adversities but cannot escape unscathed. Telltale signs of concerns at home present themselves to the inquiring eyes of the teacher, and begin to comprehend that nature is not the only thing that shapes a person. It is the method of being nurtured or lack thereof. This is a part of the puzzle that educators can work on. It cannot be refuted that educators are quasi-parents. They spend a significant chunk of time with our students, invest in their progress, and encourage them when they face difficulty. This innate practice of nurture is ongoing in the classroom, and at every single moment, and is almost tangible. Next, continuity versus discontinuity. The continuity view says that change is gradual. Children become more skillful in thinking, talking, or acting much the same way as they get taller. The discontinuity view sees development as more abrupt, a succession of changes that produce different behaviors in different age-specific life periods called stages. Continuity and discontinuity are two competing theories in developmental psychology that attempt to explain how people change through the course of their lives, where the continuity theory says that someone changes throughout, that people change abruptly. These changes can be described as a wide variety of someone's social and behavioral makeup, like their emotions, traditions, beliefs, and culture. Furthermore, continuity and discontinuity disagree with one another in how they assess the changes that someone undergoes throughout the course of their life. The continuity theory examines the way someone changes in a quantitative and continuous respect. Discontinuity theory, on the other hand, looks at these changes through the lens of a qualitative analysis with an emphasis on the discontinuous nature and someone changes. Developmental psychology encompasses a very wide array of observations related to how people think, behave, and interact with their environment, as well as other people. This field at first was focused on how young children develop, but in recent years, it has expanded past the pediatric setting to encompass studies of how people change throughout the course of their entire lives until the point of their death. Is child development continuous or discontinuous? Not all psychologists, however, agree that development is a continuous process. Some view development as a discontinuous process. They believe development involves distinct and separate stages with different kinds of behavior in occurring at each stages. And lastly, the third one, stability versus change. Stability versus change, it deals with the issue of whether or not personality traits during infancy endure throughout the lifespan. Stability is the idea that personality traits remain stable over a person's lifetime. Meanwhile, change is the idea that a personality can shift over time as a result of one's life experiences. So, studies of children have often revealed impressive stability over time in aspects of development more likely to change. So, in developmental psychology, stability is the theory that certain personality traits remain stable regardless of person's development throughout life. For example, a typical student may demonstrate stability in various cognitive processes, affection for their parents, or the desire to remain safe from danger. Many in developmental psychology suggest that human life depends on stability. Without it, there can be no structure or organization for a person's life, a family, or society at large. Example of stability versus change. Psychologists might choose to look at a shy or introverted individuals and question what encouraged the development of this personality trait. The stability theorists may argue that quieter people are naturally this way due to genetics or personality traits developed in infancy, while change theorists argue that their personality development continue to shift over time based on interactions with family, friends, teachers, and society at large. Developmental psychologists research which characteristics are most likely to remain stable and consistent, and which are likely to be more flexible and subject to change. The framework suggests that stability and change can be recognized by young children in common situations, such as building with blocks or watching a pet grow. Teachers can help students develop language to describe these concepts and guide students to ask why some things change and other things remain the same. As students progress through the grades, they can apply the concept of patterns and skill to their observations of stability and change. Students' understanding of stability and change should become more nuanced over time as their understanding of more complex systems and rates of change over time grows. So for the references, thank you for listening.